Hello, I'm APXToyCat, and according to Mojang, this block is now officially a mob. That's right, if you mine it while it's active, you will get the Monster Hunter achievement, which is the achievement for killing a mob. They've said the block is alive for a while now, but now they're really committing to it in this, the last preview of 2024. They've also made changes to parity to bring the two versions closer together again, and also they've brought deferred rendering to the Switch. That is a wild decision we'll have to talk about after we talk about the fact that yesterday's update actually has a new changelog. They've released a new set of changes because they missed a very big bug in there, and also, very interestingly, they've released today's beta and preview, the last one of the year, without any changelog, so for hours we didn't know what was inside, and so if you're curious why this video is late, that's part of the reason why, but also, they teased the next update, and a lot of people disagree with my interpretation, so I figured I'd share those people's thoughts, and you can learn, and maybe decide for yourself what you really think is coming in the next update, because these four emojis leave a lot of room for interpretation, unlike this beta and preview, which now we have the changelog, we can say exactly what's inside. I used to make beta and preview videos and go very in-depth into every single change, but I've realized now that it'd be much better just to give you some highlights and vibes, because obviously a lot of things will change later, you'll learn about them when they come out, and also there's the fact that lots of it is very technical and doesn't apply. So here are the changes they've made in this preview. One is that creaking hearts will spawn much more common than they did before. This is a very positive change, and one that you wish they would make sooner, although we'll come back around to that because maybe they have. Also, two is the fact that resin bricks will no longer spawn in woodland mansions. On Java, you just get resin clumps. On Bedrock, you get resin bricks or resin clumps. And now, as of the next update, it will be just the resin clumps. Big improvement, if you ask me. And also, they made some fun parity changes, but they're all quite minor. So, the sniffer egg block will only provide center support on the top and bottom faces. Very technical. The shears can be used on cave vines, twisting vines, and weeping vines while sneaking. I would do it, but then I'll lose my twisting vines. Also, if you are to use these, it will actually play the arm swing animation. So if you break cave vines or twisting vines or weeping vines, it will actually swing, whereas before it would just kind of shear in the same way it would for a pumpkin. Actually, it still does this anyway. So now it swings properly, which is very, very good. And also, collecting glowberries while holding shears will no longer pick the berries and shears at the same time. Do you see how that's like a very, very technical change? We could dive into all of the other stuff into that, but I think the other important thing is the fact that creaking hearts are going to be more common, and also canyons are going to be more common in Pale Gardens. That's right, canyons are basically the modern Minecraft name for a ravine. If I could fly over and show you one, this is a vague example of a canyon. Again, just a ravine if you've been playing Minecraft long enough. They now have a few changes to make them closer to their Java counterparts. They can once again reach the surface. That's real great. Also, they can generate on the ocean floor. That's kind of nice. They can carve through copper ore veins, like when going through a dripstone cave, for example. And also, they'll interact with aquifers, filling with water instead of generating, like, well, you know, this is how it generated before. Very interesting oh wow, look at this actually. I didn't realize just how messed up this actually was, and so this will no longer happen. Instead, it will just generate underwater rather than generating land above it. This actually probably will fix a lot of the most broken seeds, so if you want to load up a Minecraft seed that's broken, now is your time. This preview is like the update it's a part of, and is clearly going to include a lot of parity features, and that seems to be the focus they're making right here. But that is going to be the next update. Let's talk about the last update, one that literally released yesterday. You might have heard about it, and our biggest criticism is that they didn't fix the creaking heart bug, and that is something they specifically didn't put on their changelog. However, they have changed the changelog. That's right, we need a changelog. Here is what the changelog looked like yesterday when they released the update, and here's what the changelog looks like as of this morning. They have officially added a brand new line, but also removed one. They removed that change referencing the magma cube texture, which is hugely interesting, and added a new line saying that the creaking hearts now generate more often in naturally generated pale oaks. This is very exciting. However, if they can just add it to a changelog like this, the question is it actually in the update? And so I thankfully have done the testing. I took one of the biggest Pale Garden seeds. This is from my last Seed Sunday, the very first seed in that video, and I decided to take an entire area around spawn, remove all of the trees, and see how many creaking hearts there were. There were just 7 as of the previous update. That's why it was so bad to have an area this big and have so few creaking hearts there. And then I decided we'd do this again with the hotfix from yesterday. So same process here, we up the tick speed, and then we use a command to replace every block that is a pale oak log with air. This means that the only blocks that should remain are the creaking hearts and temporarily the leaves, but they very quickly disintegrate, leaving us with these, and already you can see there's 2, so it's good signs, but let's check the entire biome. 27 unique creaking hearts, over double what there was before. That's impressive. So the second changelog is right and not the first one, and it makes you wonder, has this happened before? I mean, this is such a major bug that we all had an outrage about it, which is why Mojang went, oh wait a minute, no, we meant to fix that. But have they ever fixed a bug before and then just forgotten to say something about it? Because there have been a few cases of where they've claimed to fix a bug and haven't, and this just gets me really curious about the changelogs, because I remember when they switched over from console to Bedrock, they used to have really iron-tight changelogs where every single possible change was always listed on there, and now I'm starting to wonder, is that actually 100% true? Speaking of true, I mean, obviously, they're very busy, they don't necessarily have time to make the changelogs perfect, because Minecraft have a few announcements they made today. One of these is there is a Minecraft X Just Dance 2025 song, and honestly, doesn't this sound like a banger? I love Pigstep a lot, although I'll be honest, this is almost unrecognizable as Pigstep, but it's still pretty cool. If you're a Just Dance person, and I know they are out there in my subscriber base, this is the news for you, I guess. The news for everyone else, though, is that, did you know, the cape they were going to sell for buying a real-world cape has now turned into a now Twilight tee that you can get for Minecraft Bedrock, so the cape has been substantially downgraded, and honestly, this is kind of cool. I mean, they still need to sell all those capes that they probably overordered, and now they're giving you some form of collectible, but just like the hat and the chest from the current Minecraft event, I feel like most people aren't that interested. By the way, we are now just one day away from the actual cape being collected. If you're curious, the challenges did leak out there, and so if you're curious, tomorrow at 6 PM is when you can get Day 5's challenge done, which is completing all of the droppers with the lab coat. Once you've done that daily challenge and all of the others, you'll unlock the cape. I still have big questions about, therefore, what is the point of all of the other stickers? I assume it's going to come in at some point, but genuinely, it could just turn out the stickers were all for nothing, and that would be fun, but also kind of sad, and also make me question the Minecraft servers even more. But yeah, tomorrow at 6 PM, I'm going to go live the moment the challenge does, so we can be one of the first people to get our cape, and if you want to join me for that, it's gonna be cool. But you know what else is cool? This post right here. Why does Mojang keep teasing us about the loser mobs? This is one that made it to the top of Reddit today, and I think it's really interesting because this is a classic example, in my opinion, of Mojang actually playing homage to something which was going to be loved by some number of people, but as you can see, this is a very negative post saying, no, by showing us the mobs that they're not adding, they're actually making us very, very sad. But I think the funnier point here is that as well as all of these mobs, this is every loser from the last 4 years, they included the sniffer instead of the crab, and so I guess this is from an alternate universe where the crab and the armadillo won, but the sniffer didn't. I don't know what's happening here, but what I do think it's very interesting is the fact that this server is in fact going to be ending in a few days, and so your opportunity to get a cape is too. But so yeah, if you've been putting this off, tomorrow is the day where you can get everything done, and so just like with most good things, if you put it off, you might accidentally miss the deadline, and that would be pretty darn sad, so try your best not to do that. I've missed many deadlines in my life, and a Minecraft cape is once and will last forever. I think there's a bigger discussion to be had about capes that we'll avoid for today, and instead dive back into the Minecraft WhatsApp tease. This image, if you're curious, when asked about the the next update, this is what they could tell us, and interestingly enough, I thought it was 100% clear they are saying in the spring, because I think what they're saying is, yes, when the flowers rise, that is when we'll give you an update, or a drop rather. However, interestingly enough, I got a lot of dissenting comments, and one of the most common was people saying, I really hope it's a seasons update. Would add depth to gardening, imagine orange leaves and grass in autumn, would make Minecraft even more cozy. Assuming as it comes with a /season and /season pause, I think it would be cool if that slightly varied the day-night cycle. I think it'd be cool if there were certain things you could get in certain seasons, would add to the exploration factor of Minecraft, and indeed the kind of replayability in the same way that Stardew Valley seasons really add to that game. However, despite the fact that it would be pretty cool, it also kind of is not really hinted at all by this, in my opinion. I mean, you could say flowers are a season, but you'd want to say all of the seasons, right? Unless they're adding just spring in this update and then maybe adding other seasons later. I think it's really unlikely, and I think that a lot of people want seasons anyway, but I think that if you really push this, you could maybe believe it's a farming update or a flower update, but you certainly couldn't say what a few people have been saying, which is, yeah, an end update, of course. If you look at this, I mean, there's a hint that there's an end, because they would put flowers in that new end, or indeed, I suspect a rework of the Stronghold incoming is happening here. I just want to say, if you're seeing an end update or a Stronghold update from this, I think you need to be honest with yourself that you're being a little bit over-expecting, and that you are going to be disappointed. I think at the bare minimum, and especially for the sort of person who's going to be really derisory if Mojang don't do exactly what you want, then just keep that in mind. I think an end update is a great idea, but we probably don't want an end update done as a drop anyway, because keep this in mind also, this was the last beta and preview of 2024. We didn't see a snapshot this week, and likely won't before the end of the year, based on the fact that the Mojang holiday season seems to start next week. And so either they're spending a few weeks doing nothing and haven't done anything since the Garden Awakens, or they've been preparing that next update. Indeed, I think that 1.20, 1.60 on Bedrock is going to be the minor update, and 1.20, 1.70 is where we're going to start seeing features, so we can kind of use Bedrock's release schedule of, okay, they're 3 or 4 betas in, they'll finish that early next year. I think somewhere towards the end of January is when we'll get our first snapshot for this. Will we see, you know, some form of announcement before that at Minecraft Live, etc.? That is a big question, and the answer is kind of unknown, but it is a very promising thing that just this soon after seeing a brand new batch of content come out, we can actually start to see the next one. This was always my biggest complaint with the update system, where you'd have an update in like June, and then you'd have the next update announced in October, and you know, a part of you would say, but what are you doing in those 4 months in between? Like, presumably working on this update, but you don't get to see it, you don't get to know, you just have to assume there's another update coming. Now we know there's another update coming, and there is going to be a 4-week gap, but like 2 or 3 of those weeks were going to be holiday anyway, and so hopefully what they announce is going to be good. I personally think it would be better if they gave us the tiniest, you know, some more hints now. Again, like right now I think all they've told us is when the update's coming out. Give us a bone, throw us a tiny little hint that we can make for ourselves, even use it as a way to get ideas, Mojang. That would be cool. And yeah, otherwise I think this preview is nice enough but fairly small for the last one. I think the changelog needing a changelog is funny, but I guess understandable in a company. And I think the Just Dance thing is, for the 1% of you out there, I hope you're excited. For the other 99%, please do consider subscribing to the channel, turning on those notifications so you see all of these videos and streams daily on your homepage. I had a very fun day today. I'll have to tell you about it on the next stream. And it's a shame because I'm doing so well in my Nomad run. If you didn't watch, it was like a 4-hour stream, but I finally took down an ancient city in hardcore. I spawned like 10 wardens and got this close to death at one point. You know, I won't spoil it for you, but I took down an ancient city, and now I'm going to go raid another one, but that will have to wait because tomorrow is the Cape stream. So come check it out, and please do consider joining the channel if you want to. But otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay. Goodbye. Also, I do not recommend biking on the rain. I'm still a little distraught from it all. Anyway, yeah, see you.